What's up, Brian Griffin? I'm your guide Q. Today we're looking at r/adultery, and I don't like these people, you guys. Let's get into it. Any other women feel like they need adulterous women friends? As a woman, I wish I had a group of adulterous women to meet up with to just vent and commiserate and connect with. I'm sure it's lonely for the men too, but the women have such a different experience with this. I have this fantasy of having a handful of women I meet with monthly or so we can just relate. Is it just me? This is such a fucking self-call-out post. Like, oh, I wish I could commiserate with the other women in my life, but they'd totally think I'm a huge piece of shit for cheating. Like, bro, you're calling yourself out. Oh, the title of this post is just a broken heart. One day, whether you are 14, 28, or 65, you will stumble upon someone who will start a fire in you that cannot die. However, the saddest, most awful truth you will ever come to find is that they are not always with whom we spend our lives. Like, fuck off, dude, you're so cringe. Like, in any other context, I would be like, yeah, that's somewhat true, but, like, somebody else out there may think that they found that person who starts a fire in them, and then they cheat on them and post about it on this subreddit. Like, where do you get off, bro? This is, oh my god, you guys, I don't even want to show this to you, but I have to. I just fucking have to. Now have two unbiased sources confirming. I've struggled with my confidence in the bedroom for a while. My wife never complained, but she just never got into it. I always thought that the reason she didn't enjoy it was because I wasn't good. Eventually I realized that she just didn't like it at all. But now, after my second AP, I've had two independent and unbiased sources tell me the same thing. I know how to bang. I know how to eat out like a goddamn champ. This is the only place where I can brag about this. Yeah, because you would sound cringe to any other community, but everybody in this community is so fucking lame and so self-congratulatory that they will actually fucking support you for this. This is just one of the most painful paragraphs I've read in a long time. This post is titled, How to Help Your SO See His AP. SO is obviously significant other, and I'm pretty sure AP is a fair partner. For those who follow my posts, you know my husband has an AP. I have an AP. Difference is, I know about his AP. He has no clue about mine. Sunday is hubby's golfing day, and by golfing I mean it is his day to fornicate with his AP. And when he goes golfing, I get to see my AP. Golfing is his only excuse, by the way. You guys diversify. Saturday evening we watch the news and gasp, heavy rain is predicted in our area. I see hubby is not happy. Heavy rain with possible thunder equals no golfing. Enter sulk, sigh, sulk, sulk. Him, there goes golfing I guess, followed by a loud sigh. I guess he's staying at home. What is a horny for her AP wifey to do? That is one of the most fucking cringy sentences on the planet. Like, the funniest thing about r/adultery for me is that I already hate Redditors by default, and so Redditors that are also horrible people is just like free reign for me to despise everything you say. Anyways, the next morning after breakfast I tell him I have a surprise for him. I know he's been working hard lately and needs a day off to relax just on his own. I tell him I have booked a ticket to see the new Matrix movie that he wanted to see. The nearest theater is at least a 1-hour drive. I calculated the movie is 2.5 hours and add the at least 2-hour drive and 1 hour extra so he makes it on time. Oh, I also booked it at the far end of the nearest city for good measure, extra driving for him. I see his face light up. He's doing the calculations too. I could feel a pinch of guilt on his part. This nice gesture earns me a hug, puppy eyes of gratitude, kiss, and well, some chosen words of endearment that would make any wife's heart melt. As I watch hubby drive off, I start burning rubber to my AP's casa. 3 organisms later, I head home to start dinner, and I think I may have earned me the Wife of the Year award. Now, if my husband ever complains I don't meet his needs, I can draw his memory back to a rainy Sunday I made sure his AP gave him a BJ. Every man should have a wife like me, devil emoji. Guys, I feel bad. I'm about to bully the shit out of somebody. Like, oh my god, dude, I hate this so much. Like, have you ever had a friend or somebody that you knew that, like, every story that they told, you didn't know if they were necessarily lying, but every single plot point was designed to make them sound cool in their approximation? That's what this sounds like. Like, either this person is fantasizing about this happening, or they're just doing it and think it's very cool, and it's just not. Like, at least it's one of the less egregious stories because they're both cheating on each other, at least from what they fucking tell us. So just bad people doing bad things to other bad people. It's kind of a wash at the end of the day, I guess. How I ended up knitting a sweater for AP's wife. For Xmas, I knit AP a sweater. It was nice, cashmere yarn. AP told his wife that a girl at work was knitting them for extra cash, so he decided to buy one. We don't work together. This was just his excuse as to how he ended up with a really cool hand-knit sweater. Welp, she loved it, and ordered one for herself. So here I am knitting a sweater for my AP's wife. I'm not even mad. It's just too funny. Honestly, I hope she likes it. I'm not even mad. Like, of course you're not mad. You're not the person who's spending money on a sweater they think is being made by some nice girl at their husband's work, but instead it's the affair partner. Like, get on the top of a tall structure and jump off of it in Minecraft and forget a fucking water bucket, bro. Like, once again, this just feels like a made-up fantasy anime villain scenario. Like, who would actually do this? A window into the affair-minded woman. I have been musing about this for some time, and I just really want to make it explicit for the men on here searching for an AP, because I think if more men understand this, it will lead to more success for all of us. If you're wondering what many, not all, women want in their APs, I think it really boils down to one deceptively simple concept. We want to be the object of your desire and affection. What does this mean? Well, it means that we want to be shown, without doubt or hesitation, that we are seen, and that we have been deemed worthy, that we are special, at least to you. So many of us women searching for affairs are driven to do so because we are ignored, taken for granted. We want you to look at us and know that you truly desire us, that we aren't just another notch on your belt, or just a way to pass the time and fight boredom. What are some ways to prove this to a woman? Treat her like a human, not an object. Don't joke about her sneaking into your vacation home for a hookup 5 minutes into a conversation. Give her sincere and straightforward, non-flowery compliments, especially after she sends you a picture. But also for the other things and all the other ways you enjoy her conversation: humor, smell, presence, body, etc. Remember the things she tells you and follow up on them. More than anything, be kind and sincere and simple when showing the joy and contentment she brings you. These things will go such a long way toward not only making her comfortable, but really these sincere gestures end up being an act of seduction. I promise you, view her truly as a fascinating human. Find joy and excitement in her, not just in order to have, a hookup, and she is so much more likely to give it back. We aren't looking for Prince Charming, but we are looking to be appreciated. I literally want to shove this person into a locker so badly. Like, this feels like a 40-year-old woman on Instagram that's, like, trying really hard to be a lifestyle influencer, but they just, like, aren't interesting at all. And, oh, God, Finally together, I left my wife after AP left her husband. Last night we spent hours making love, and this morning I got to wake up with my soulmate sleeping right beside me without worry about what time it is or what story I am going to tell my now ex-wife. I told my wife that I wanted a divorce and how this is something I felt I needed to do for a while. She doesn't know about the cheating, but either way she is still heartbroken, and that was a tough conversation. I've moved from our apartment, already spoken to an attorney, just want to make this as quick and less complicated as possible for the both of us. It's going to be hard with me and my AP both going through this. But I know we can make it with each other's support. All the talks we had over the years, life goals, getting married, starting a family with each other, those are all real possibilities now, and I can't wait to make them happen. To celebrate, we decided to make a little trip. Called off of work for the next few days, and we're spending it here in a rented cabin. We both just needed to get away for a bit, recharge, celebrate, and get ready to face these new challenges coming up. I haven't been this happy in a while, not since we spent Christmas Eve together. And of course, everybody's celebrating in the replies, and this is a perfect just r/adultery in a nutshell. It's everybody's happy because the person telling the story, the cheater, gets to be happy the entire time. Like, yeah, maybe they were sad in the marriage, but they got the convenience of the security of the marriage while cheating on their partner and getting to set up their next relationship during the course of that original relationship, so they don't have to have any pain in between. Like, it's just a smooth transition while your partner is like heartbroken and picking up the pieces. Like, I'm not trying to say his marriage was perfect, and I am glad he finally divorced her, even though he should have years earlier, but it's just like, this is the unfairness and the selfishness of cheating, is that you get to like not have to worry about like being heartbroken or not being in a relationship. Like, you go from one secure position to another secure position. I've got a video on me covering Reddit's weird stalker community on top, and a video of me covering 15-second horror movies that are really fun. It's a really good time. Check those out. I'll see you guys soon. Channel members on the left. Hope everybody's doing super well, skating on to the best of your abilities, and drinking a lot of water. Peace out, Cub Scouts. Later, skaters.